Hey everyone, in our crazy nonstop world, have you ever really stopped to think about your free time? I don't just mean how much you have, but what you're actually doing with it. We're about to dive into one of our most precious and honestly most mismanaged resources, and that brings us to a really important question.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. Is your free time truly freeing? It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer can be super complex. When you finally get a moment to yourself, does it actually feel restorative? Does it give you energy? Or does it just kind of vanish? Let's dig into why that happens.
So first up, let's talk about this feeling of vanishing free time. It's a struggle we all know. It feels like there are never, ever enough hours in the day. And you know what's the first thing to get cut? Leisure. We sacrifice it for work, for productivity, for all our other obligations. But what exactly are we giving up when we do that?
Okay, before we go any further, let's just make sure we're on the same page. What is free time? Well, just like you see here, it's that golden period where you're not on the clock, you don't have to work, study, or take care of other responsibilities. It's the time that isn't claimed by anyone else. This is your time, and we're about to see just how big of an impact it has on your entire life.
And this brings us to a really crucial mindset shift. So often we treat leisure like it's a reward, right? Or some kind of luxury. Something we'll get to if we finish everything else on our to-do list. But all the research shows that free time isn't a luxury at all. It's an absolute necessity for a healthy, balanced life.
And the power of a real break is just incredible. I mean, look at this. These benefits all build on each other. Preventing burnout isn't just about feeling less tired. It's what allows you to maintain your emotional balance. And that balance, that's what fuels your productivity in the long run. So you see, it's not about being lazy, it's about being smart. A real break recharges you so you actually have the energy left over to explore the things that make life worth living.
All right, so if we're all on board that free time is essential, the next big question is, what should we actually do with it? And, the answer is so personal. What recharges one person might totally drain someone else. It's all about figuring out your own unique leisure personality. And this chart breaks it down perfectly. There are these different paths to recharging your batteries. Maybe after a super stressful day of meetings, you need something active, like going for a run just to clear your head. But on a chill weekend, you might lean more towards something creative, like painting or playing some music. You can totally be a mix of these, but understanding what you naturally gravitate towards is key. Just looking at this chart, where do you see yourself the most?
Of course, we can't have this conversation about modern free time without talking about the elephant in the room, our screens. Technology has completely changed the game for our leisure time. And as we're about to see, it's both a blessing and a curse.
And this is the great paradox, isn't it? On one hand, it's amazing. We have a literal universe of entertainment right in our pockets. But on the other hand, it's a trap. It's designed to give us these easy, predictable little dopamine hits that keep us scrolling, but leave us feeling kind of empty. How many times have you looked up from your phone and realized an hour just vanished and you feel more drained than refreshed? That's the huge difference between time that is simply wasted and time that is truly spent.
And this all leads us to the absolute core idea of this whole explainer. The real secret to unlocking the power of your free time isn't about trying to find more of it. It's about radically improving the quality of the time you already have.
I want you to let that one sink in for a moment. An hour spent mindlessly scrolling through a social media feed feels completely different than an hour spent totally absorbed in a hobby you love, like gardening or playing guitar or going for a hike. One drains you, the other fills you back up. The clock might say it was the exact same 60 minutes, but your mind and your body know the difference. They really, really do.
So what's the solution? Well, there's a name for this approach. It's called intentional leisure. It's the difference between letting your free time just happen to you and you actively deciding how you want to live it. It's about being the architect of your own downtime.
So how do we actually do this? Well, it's pretty much a three-step process. First, make deliberate choices. Instead of just defaulting to the TV or your phone, make an active decision. Second, make sure that choice aligns with your values. Ask yourself, does this activity genuinely matter to me? And finally, make sure it enriches your life. The goal here isn't just to pass the time. It's to grow or to connect or to get some true rest.
And the payoff from making this shift is huge. We're not talking about small improvements here. It's about creating a life with way better balance, deeper happiness, and much stronger connections with people. Ultimately, it's about transforming your free time from some leftover afterthought into a powerful tool that you can use to build a truly fulfilling life.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Start thinking of your free time not as something to spend, but as something to invest. So my question for you is, what's one intentional choice you can make this week to invest in yourself? Thanks so much for tuning in.